Let's get started. Alright everyone, welcome back to the live stream. Mopar Man here. Sorry I'm a little late today, but there was some massive internet problems. Let me just get this final notification out there and we'll just dive right on into it. Well, you know what? OBS was being very, very weird, okay? Like, as I do this to them. What is this image? What? What? I open up Discord and I see your message, Matt, like I was ready to start at 6:30, but this thing was just not start, like, OBS was weird. Alright. Well, let me just post it up in here.
Be lucky I didn't send you.
Wait, is that actually a thing? I want to see that. Alright, let's just dive right into it, boys. The final time I'm going to be streaming Cold Steel 2. Because I finished up my end of the bargain with you, Matt, yesterday, well, not yesterday, last week, where I read Carnelia, you can just go straight to the end. A little blanket. You're busy right now? Okay.
Sorry about that, Valimar. Can't imagine it was a very pleasant trip for you, all bound up like that.
It did not present a problem. I will now enter an inactive state and allow the chems to perform maintenance.
Thanks. Well then, I'll leave him with you.
Sure thing. We'll take good care of him.
By the way, it's a real honor to be entrusted with the famous Ashen Knight.
You sound like Izuku. Or Deku from My Hero Academia. What's your voice actor's name? Justin... I think it was a Justin Nolan? No. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Welcome back, Reen. You must be exhausted.
Not really. I barely did anything. Everything went off without a hitch, mostly thanks to Valamar's power. Not to mention the planning of your people.
You're annoyed, I take it.
Oh no, I'm not annoyed. I'm extremely furious.
By the way we do things.
Not really. Regardless of the means, the war coming to a swift end was a good thing for everyone. As for what happened to Crossbell, I'm not in any position to talk. No, those aren't what bother me. I can buy that you had no idea Rufus was an Ironblood. But did you really not know about my real father?
I didn't have any hard evidence, but I did suspect that might be the case. You just seemed somehow similar. The air about you, your facial features. I was always puzzled by how fascinated he was by your class as well.
I see. Excuse me then.
Right.
You deserve it. You deserve it, Claire. Suffer.
That wasn't the only reason I worried about you, you know.
Bullshit.
Not that I could possibly tell him that.
I call Bull. She don't care. I know the truth.
I'm behaving like such a child.
No, I think what you did to her was perfectly fair and reasonable. In fact, I'd be disappointed if you didn't go back and just smacked her. Granted, that doesn't happen, but still.
It's hard to believe it's been a whole month since I was here last. Guess it didn't snow after all.
Ooh, that's an idea.
It's not like the excitement of that day has faded away or anything. So why? Why do I feel so cold? Huh? Oh, Lino flowers.
Welcome back, Reen.
Hi, everyone.
Huh?
Welcome back. What are you doing standing there? It's not like you to wallow in nostalgia. Did the flowers get to you?
You all came to see me.
They started budding just yesterday.
Should be in full bloom in about a week.
Guess some of them couldn't wait.
I guess not. It's good to be back, you guys.
Agreed. We're all so happy to see you again.
You must be wiped out after all you did, though.
I'm fine, actually. It really wasn't that tough. Still, did all of you really come out here just to welcome me back?
Why wouldn't we?
It's not like we second years have any lessons to worry about this time of year.
Besides, I already had to come out here because of Valimar, so I figured I might as well say hi to you too.
Technically, the first years are supposed to be in class right now, but I turned it into a self-study period instead. And And that was only possible because everyone's favorite captain told us exactly when you'd be arriving.
Did she?
Really now. It's nice to see you here too, Celine.
Well, don't think I went out of my way to be here or anything. But given the way that you were acting when you left, I was a little worried about you. I mean, I wasn't. Not at all.
Still, thanks everyone.
So what now? Going back to your dorm for some well-earned rest?
We can carry your stuff for you if you want.
No, I'm fine. You said that class is in session right now, right? I'm a student, so I might as well attend. I mean, I have been absent for a month now.
Wow, you're no fun at all. I was hoping we could skip the whole class thing and get to the welcome back party.
I like that idea.
Come on, it's party time!
Am I the only one who cares about studying at this school?
Well, maybe we can hold the party tonight instead.
In that case, we should probably head back to the academy.
Reen, nice work.
Thanks. It's good to be back.
This is nice. And I'm I have my blanket with me. Winter's end.
I'll never forget those days. The final weeks we spent together as a class are like dazzling jewels forever etched into my memories. I cherished every last moment. I never wanted it to come to an end. But time stops for no one. The minutes and hours kept passing, and our days together were slowly coming to a close. After what happened, Valflame Palace soon returned to its original form. It was almost as if everything that took place there was some sort of dream. People's memories of that day started becoming vague. Many were convinced it was some kind of collective hallucination. That may have been in part a result of the chaotic days that followed, brought about by the Chancellor and Rufus. After the war, the entire country feared that Calvard would invade Crossbell and try to take it for its own. Using that to his advantage, Rufus quickly convinced the nobility to support him, pledged to cooperate with the Chancellor. And in January 1205, the combined forces of both Imperial and Provincial armies invaded Crossbell. Crossbell no longer possessed the weapon of mass destruction that had annihilated Gorelia Fortress. Thanks to that, the city was occupied in a mere day, with no blood shed. Calvard was quick to react, sending countless airships to try and drive the Imperial forces out. However, between Rufus's leadership and the combined might of the tanks and soldats under his command, they were quickly repelled. As for me, Chancellor Osborne's words became the reality. Valimar and I were heralded as those responsible for Heimdall's liberation. And as the purported hero to the nation, I'd received and accepted a request in February to back up our forces in Crossbell. It was there that I found myself suddenly leading numerous soldats and fighting off the Republican army. Before I knew it, everyone around me was referring to me as the Ashen Chevalier. Time kept flowing, and mid-March came. The month in which Class 7 would finally say their goodbyes.
And that brings our history review right up to the dawn of the modern era.
Okay.
Next week, we'll be covering the 50-year period from the Orbital Revolution up to the present day.
No! That is so bad. That is so bad. No!
We're blowing through this material a lot more quickly than I would otherwise, so try to keep up with your reading. Oh, and Emma and Machias, if you see anyone struggling, try to help them out, okay?
I fully intend to.
Leave it to us. I've got plenty of good reference books on the subject.
That would be very helpful, actually.
Sounds like a pain. Oh well.
I do happen to have a few gaps in my knowledge of the Revolution.
I should be able to help out with the technological side of things if you guys need it. I'm guessing we're gonna run into that Schmidt guy's name a lot, too.
Well, he was one of the 3 leading disciples of Professor Epstein, so yeah.
It'll feel strange seeing his name in textbooks, knowing how he is in real life.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing to think we were able to meet him, though.
All right, like I said, I'll be giving a quiz next week on everything we've
Kinda
covered
weird,
up to
yeah.
now. Which means it'll cover quadratic functions, factorizations, sets, logic, and probability. Oh, and if I'm feeling really mean, there might be a little calculus in there. So, study for this one.
That's a lot. I'm getting depressed just thinking about it.
Sounds more like he's reciting some kind of curse.
It is all material we've covered in class before, you know.
It'll be worth going over the most basic formulas at the very least.
That sums up this lecture on the structure of the stock market in Erebonia. Next week, we will hurry on and study unemployment and inflation problems. You're also going to be taking part in a debate on those issues, so make sure each of you are well prepared.
What kind of debate?
A debate. It's when people are divided into groups for and against something, then they argue their viewpoints.
After much consideration, I've decided we will use our remaining time to listen to and enjoy music from all manner of genres.
Listen, Instructor Mary, I think we should, like, not listen to the music that's on my iPod that I carried throughout the Civil War.
From famous classics to popular modern music, I've gathered records of all kinds for you to enjoy. I even managed to borrow music from a hot new genre like heaving metal, I believe it's called. Oh, I wonder what that sounds like.
Can we get some pewy metal? Like, I'm not into real. I like heaving metal, but pewing metal is a little bit more my speed, really. What you think, Matt?
Nice work, guys. You poor kids must be exhausted. Feels like all your other instructors are dead set on cramming your brains with as much material as humanly possible.
I want to crawl into a hole and die.
Aw, wanna hug, Fee?
You said it.
Still,
You'd always
this
bury
is
yourself in
exactly
my
how we
arms.
wanted it.
Right. They're doing it for our sake, so I don't mind it so much.
There's no way we could cover everything in class, so it's sweet of them to give us the bullet points while they still can. It's paying off for us in the long run, yeah, so we owe them a lot.
Forcing you to try and keep up with us is a little unfair of us, though.
this again next year.
Are you sure you're fine with this arrangement?
Of course. This is to my benefit, too. If I get all of this crammed into my head now, maybe I can even come out on top on next year's midterms.
Well, that's some confidence.
I wouldn't be surprised if you actually did it, though.
He did come in 7th in the midterms this year, remember?
I'm probably just being too optimistic.
Nah, I wouldn't say that.
Guess we'll know for sure next year.
Anyway, tomorrow's the day you've all been waiting for. Your next free day. I know you've got enough schoolwork to choke a horse, but try to carve out a little time for your clubs and all that youthful jazz. The forecast for tomorrow is clear blue skies. Might be the perfect chance to sneak off and get into some ooh la la with that special someone.
Aye, aye, instructor. Oh, did you?
And truly, you teach us all by living your life as a shining counterexample.
Spoken like a true lifetime member of the Lonely Hearts Club, instructor.
Hey! I'll have you know that there are plenty of guys who would do anything for a private lesson with yours truly.
Instructor, I'd like to buy another private lesson from you if you can. I got like a few million mira.
But if that many men are interested in you, how can you spend so much time drinking alone in your room?
Ouch, Elliot!
I think the polite thing to do here is just smile and nod.
Smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod.
If you keep setting your sights on guys like Laura's dad, you might as well just buy a couple cats and get it over with.
It does seem like she's fighting an uphill battle to find a good match.
Ah, just you wait, guys. In 2 weeks, when you see the hordes of chiseled, elegant jets draped over me, we'll see who has the last.
I would so buy that, really. I would so buy that. Because I don't disagree with it. I agree 100%.
Time really does fly. It's hard to believe our last free day is tomorrow.
Yeah, it felt like we still had more time.
For me, it feels like it's been ages since I last had one.
Yeah, that is the question.
I suppose it would. Were you able to rest up at all while you were away?
Not really. It was basically work, work, work the whole time. I did get taken into Crossbell City during what time off I did have, but I can't say I felt very comfortable there.
I'm sure.
On the plus side, I get to see my daughter, so...
Indeed. That must have been more painful than anything.
To the people of Crossbell, we Erebonians are aggressors. I can hardly imagine they would welcome us with open arms.
That doesn't sound like it'd stop Lecter from living it up over there, though.
He did take me to a casino once, actually. He won so much, he might as well have been cheating.
Shocking.
Shocking.
It always feels like people who like gambling really like it, huh?
So, does anyone have anything planned for our free day? Remember, it's the very last one, so make it count. We wouldn't want to end the day with any regrets.
True enough. Although, I wonder if I'd end the day regretting that it has to end in the first place if we made it too much fun.
I've got so much that I want to do, I'm not sure where to start. I know I want to attend practice, at least. Oh, same. I've got to go taste test some new dishes for the cooking club, plus Kirsch's has a new menu up, and...
How many stomachs do you have?
37.
Will you be helping the student council tomorrow, Reen?
That's the plan. It sounds like Toa will finish handing all her work over to the others today, but they're bound to be busy. So I thought it'd be nice to take some of it off their hands, whether they like it or not.
Ah, Reen, ever the reliable gopher.
That's a very you response.
If there's anything we can help with, let us know, okay?
Well, I guess I'd better get going. I could go straight to the student council room, but it's my first time back in over a month, so it would be nice to take a walk. Maybe I should go and see how Valamar's doing too.
Reen?
What's up? I thought you were going to water the flowers.
I was, but they can wait. I think you need more watering now.
This is nice.
Thanks.
Okay. That sounds smart.
You're a sweet girl, you know that?
Not really. I wanted to do this for myself.
I can see you blushing, P. It's cute.
I need to make the most of this warmth while I still can.
You really are docile as can be when we're alone together. Unlike the rest of the time.
Shut up.
This is why I love B. Alright. Alright, looks like everyone has their course builds. Funny. So far. I feel like I wanted to do something. Oh yeah, I had all these. Let's see, I don't think there was anything that's really important, except I do want. Thank God. Nope, doesn't look like there's anything to do. I guess if there's anything I do want to do, it's talk to Thomas. Why, hello, Reen. How goes your studying? I'd be more than happy to help you if you have any sort of trouble. Thanks for the offer, but I think I'll be alright. I've got Machias and Emma's support system keeping me on the ball. If that offer extends to next year, though, I'm sure I'll take you up on it then. Oh, by all means. Nothing in this world makes me happier than lending a hand to students in need. Oh, and by the way, I've pretty much finished recording those black records you gave me. As much as it pains me, you can take them off my hands. You have? We'll be reading those reports! Because unlike certain, what was it? Some kind of news article or something that someone enjoys reading, this is actually better. There's some fascinating stuff in there, if I do say so myself. Be sure to look them over if you have the time. Right. But can you believe the academic year is so close to its end? I'd love to see if it... Excuse me. I'd love to see it off with a big old party, wouldn't you? I think you're onto something. I'm pretty curious about this report he just gave me. I'll have to look it over when I get back to the dorm. Alright. Shut up. Okay, let's go to the engineering building.
Oh.
Hey there, Rain.
Looks like someone's done with class for the day.
Yep, just got out. Wait, is that?
Yep, Angie's brand new bike.
We started building it for you, but then we had a change of heart. I just couldn't tear you away from your current ride after you'd grown so attached.
Now I feel bad, considering I pretty much did just that to you. Your new one's got a pretty cool design, though.
I agree.
Don't get too jealous. Specs are pretty much the same as yours. Well, before Angie tunes it up and adds her custom gear for distance riding, that is.
But distance riding would mean... You're planning on going off on some big journey, aren't you?
10 points to Rain. I just felt like it was time for me to go out and see the world for myself. My martial arts teacher did the same thing once, so I'm sure it'll be a valuable experience for me. The plan for now is to travel through the entirety of Zemuria.
That's not a very specific plan, and a pretty sizable journey.
You can say that again. I have no idea where she finds the energy.
Oh, really now? Your plan to visit the continent's most famous engineering factories is pretty much exactly the same thing.
You really think so?
I take it you'll be leaving Erebonia for a while too, George?
Seems that way. First stop's the Burl and ZCF. Always wanted to see it. After that, I got my heart set on a trip to the Epstein Foundation over in Lamont State. While I'm at it, I think it'd be nice to pay a visit to the Verne Company in Calvert, too.
Will you even be able to get into Calvert at this point?
Hey, I didn't say it'd be easy, but I think I can pull some strings. The real reason for this trip is to figure out what I can do as an engineer to help smooth over our international relations. Meeting the continent's finest engineers and discussing things with them should really help get the ball rolling on that.
You've thought that far ahead. That's really admirable. I hope you can find a way to make that happen. Even though I feel kind of hypocritical saying that, as someone who participated in the war.
Don't beat yourself up over it, Reen.
You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was your only option, given the way the Chancellor set things up. Your actions actually helped us avoid an even longer, more brutal war.
But...
Angie's right. You played a role that no one else could have. Just think, if things kept going the way they were going, we could have been at war with all of Crossbell. I don't even want to imagine the number of lives that would have been lost if you hadn't stepped in the way you did.
Of course, us telling you whether or not you should feel guilty doesn't matter. It all comes down to you facing your own feelings over what you did. But there's one thing we'd like you to remember as you do. You're not alone, Rain. You've got friends who understand why you did what you did.
Sometimes I wonder how I was lucky enough to get such good ones. Thanks, you guys. This really helps.
Don't mention it. On a completely different note, why don't you pay Valimar a visit while you're here? We spared no expense making sure he'd be nice and cozy in there.
I think I will. But not to discredit your coziness efforts or anything, but he seems fine no matter where I leave him.
Well, aren't you a sweet chevalier? Maybe I'll check in on him in a bit too.
Hey, Valimar. How you holding up?
Relatively comfortably. My ability to self-repair means that maintenance is not mandatory, but I expect it will increase my operating efficiency.
Glad to hear it. This is going to be our new home base for the time being, so you can get in as much maintenance as you need. I'm gonna need you a lot in the days ahead, Valimar.
I will strive to meet your expectations.
Something wrong?
Not as such. I thought I sensed something unusual, but it must have been my imagination.
You really are getting to be scarily human these days, you know? What was it you sensed, though? A person?
I am unsure. It may have simply been a fluctuation in the earth veins below us. Similar fluctuations are hardly abnormal.
Well, if you don't think it's anything worth worrying about, I'll try and put it out of my mind. If you sense anything strange in the future, though, let me know, okay? You can tell me... telepathically was the word, right?
Indeed. I shall use it to inform you should I sense anything is amiss.
I'm gonna say hi to Fee. Hey, Fee! The new seeds I planted have finally started to sprout. It'll be a while before we get to see any flowers, though. I was hoping I'd actually have the chance to raise these ones myself, but it wasn't meant to be. Hey, there's my bike. Didn't know that was there. While handing over all of our work, for the rest of the student council should be ending today. I'm guessing he's still here. There's definitely someone in there, but there's no response. Oh, I know. Excuse me, I'm coming in.
Yep, I knew it. No wonder she fell asleep. She must have been really busy getting everything sorted out for the spring. Makes me remember finding her like this over in the computer room. Oh, right. I probably shouldn't look too much or she'll get mad when she wakes up.
Angie. George. Crow. Rain? What are you doing in my room?
I'm sorry, this was your room? Where's the door lock? I gotta make sure that thing's stuck. Gotta make sure it's stuck closed. Shit, I fucked that up.
Wait. This is the student council room. I must have fallen asleep.
Sorry for coming in without permission. I did knock, though.
Don't worry about it. It's my fault for dozing off like this. Why do you always have to keep finding me like that? I hope you weren't looking at me while I was sleeping again.
I was watching you the whole time.
I did try to look as little as possible.
No, you didn't.
Well, if you say so. Is something the matter? You're not looking too well.
No, I'm fine. Maybe the light streaming in through the window is making me look off color? I feel fine, really.
Come with me.
What, here? Like now, Toa? Well, if you insist.
What's this all about?
I know that you're a boy and all, and I do think that you've grown a lot during your year here. No, I probably shouldn't even call you a boy anymore. You're a grown man now. But that doesn't mean you always have to stand and endure everything life throws your way. Okay? If it gets too much, it's alright to sit down and let it all out. Whether you're a boy or a grown man doesn't change that. It's okay, Reen.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I promised I'd bring him back. I promised I'd make him graduate with you. But I couldn't do it.
It's okay. You did everything you could. You made sure he knew how we all felt. And you let all of us know how he really felt too. So, don't get so worked up about it. Okay?
I'm sorry. I didn't want anyone to see me like that.
Well, I guess we're even then. Not like I jump for joy every time you catch me sleeping.
Have you finished getting everything ready for the next student council now, by the way?
Yep, my days of being president are almost done. The first years taking over are really smart, though. I barely had to teach a thing in the end.
Still, it must have been hard work getting through it all. You're going on a tour of various NGOs after graduation, right?
Yep. The plan's to take a year to visit NGOs in lots of different fields. Politics, economics, engineering, medicine. After that, I'm not sure what I want to do. I'll probably join either the army or something related to the government, I suppose.
I'm sorry, but Toa in the army would just be funny to see.
Well, I'm pretty sure they'd both love to have you. There's no chance either one would say no to you. Especially since taking a year off hasn't made them any less determined to recruit you. After all you did with commanding the courageous, it's no wonder you're so in demand.
I don't know. I don't think I did anything special, really. Still, I feel like it'd be best in the long run for me to see the world from a variety of different perspectives. I don't know what path I'll choose, but I want to step onto it with a firm decision on how things should be. I think that's the best thing I can do for this country's future. Maybe I'm being a little overdramatic there, though.
Not at all. After how much you've done for this academy, I can only imagine how much you could do for this country. Just try not to overwork yourself, okay? We're with you all the way, but we will always worry, you know?
Thanks. Oh, I almost forgot. What was it that made you come here? I mean, I'm happy you did, but...
Oh, I just came to ask if there was anything I could do to help tomorrow, seeing as it's another free day.
But... you've only just come back. And besides, tomorrow's your...
That's all the more reason I want to spend tomorrow's free day the same way I spent all of the others. It wouldn't feel like our final free day is Class 7 if it were any different.
Well, if you say so. Okay. I do have a few things in mind, so I'll just drop them into your mailbox in the dorm like I always do. And thanks for offering.
Rain! Hey guys, didn't expect to run into you again. Yeah, it's a crazy coincidence, huh? Are you heading back to the dormitory too? That was the idea. Why don't we all head back together then? It's nice to see all the flowers as they start to bloom. Yeah, I know. Oh, you said Ed earlier they'd be in full bloom in a week, but I'm thinking it'll be closer to the end of the month, personally. Just in time for the welcoming ceremony. The new students will be able to begin in their academic lives here, surrounded by Alino flowers just as we did. How wonderful. You all known each other since your first day here, right? That's right. Nobody else started partway through the year like you did. But back then, I never could have imagined and I'd get along this well. We got off to kind of a rocky start. You're telling me. Especially Machias and Eustace. For what it's worth, I do regret the way I behaved back then. It's not exactly something I'm terribly proud of. Oh, think nothing of it. Immaturity makes fools of even the best of us at times. Thanks, hold on! What's with that expression? You weren't exactly standing on the moral high ground either. I would have, if it had as much of a reason to behave that way, I wouldn't have had as much as a reason to behave the way I did if you hadn't kept looking down your nose. If you hadn't kept looking down your nose at me. Did you not hear me say the best of us? It was hell on all of us at the time, but so much a fond memory now. I suppose the same could be said about your and Reen's little incident at the start of the year, couldn't it? Just had to bring that up, didn't you? I should have seen this coming. Ooh, little incidents are my favorite. Tell me. Well, don't you dare. She's the last person who needs to know. Our first day really was full of surprises. Yeah, I can't imagine. Man, I was doing so good too. Like, I've been feeling great. Now she's picking up again. Like, my health was on the increase, really. Yeah, I can't imagine too many teachers welcome their students by dropping them through a hole in the floor. Even though without having to fight a gargoyle on the way out, that's a pretty memorable start of the school year. That gargoyle proved to be quite the opponent, too. I'll say, and when we finally managed to pull together and defeat it, she just as casually drops in like nothing happened. It's like she was lying in wait the whole time, watching and waiting for her chance to strike. That's exactly what she was doing. Still, as exhausting and unusual as it was, that was how our class began. I'm pretty sure it's burned into all of our memories at this point. How could it not be? I have no doubt about that. Sorry, there's something bothering me about this. Why does this seem... Go figure. Huh. I wanted to see, because it felt like I was streaming, the first time I streamed this game was like back in October. And we're actually in October now, so it kind of feels like... Wait, has it been like a year since I streamed my first Cold Steel playthrough? Because that'd be fun if it was. Even so, I'm sure it's one of the memories that I'll cherish decades into the future. Oh, now you all got me jealous. Now it's my turn to do something crazy and make some super memorable memories too. Don't you dare. I dread to imagine what she's thinking when she says something crazy. On a hopeful, unrelated note, what are we gonna do for dinner tonight? I kind of plan on getting something over at Kirsch's, but if anyone else has any better ideas, I think it may be a good idea to make something for ourselves. If we divide up our work between us, I'm sure our meal will have quite a bit of variety too. It does sound nice. My cooking skills were in danger of being rusty too. No objections here. Well, unless anyone has what they need already, I think it's time to split up. We've probably got a lot to buy, so...
That won't be necessary.
Hi, Sharon.
Huh? Sharon?
What reason could you possibly have for being here? The chairman gave me her permission to return to my former position as your dormitory's caretaker. Which means I am here to serve you all once more. There may only be a short time left until the end of the year, but I'll make sure you want for nothing during it. I've already started preparing your evening meal, so there's no need to go out and buy anything.
Oh, well, how about that?
I'm fine with this.
We will gladly accept your offer.
Sharon's cooking's better than whatever grub we could rustle up together anyway.
How do you manage to get permission from Mother in the first place, though? Weren't you helping to rebuild the Reinford Group? I thought the company was getting so many orders in, it was struggling to keep up. Now that Master Gwyn has returned to the company, everything is back in order. He and the chairman have been speeding through one task after another since he got back. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So the former and current chairman make quite a team, I see.
Boy, I'm starving.
Matt.
Wouldn't mind a drink either. With the weather getting warmer, it's just about time for peak beer season. Huh? What are you guys all gathered out here for? Oh, why are you here?
It's a pleasure to see you too, Lady Sarah. I brought a bountiful supply of smoked oysters and sardines if you'd like a snack to accompany your beer. Would you like them alongside your dinner?
Damn it. Yes.
I'm surprised she can just walk around in public like this. You know, considering her affiliation.
I'm guessing there's some sort of agreement in place between Reinford and the government to leave her alone. Though, even if there weren't, I can't imagine anything would be able to stop Sharon from doing what she wants.
That is true. I forget Sharon's number, but I think she's number 9. 10 is B, 8 is Walter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sharon's 9.
Whew, I think I might have eaten too much. It's been so long since we last had Sharon's cooking. She hasn't lost her touch. None of it feels heavy on my stomach at all. Well, that's all my work done for the day. Maybe I should go see how everyone else is doing.
In the beginning, there were two great gods. One boasted unrivaled courage, the other unparalleled fortitude. They descended from the heavens with their kin, and it was upon the dark land below that they first met calamity. Their opposing natures incompatible, the two were drawn irresistibly into battle, and thus began a struggle that shook heaven and earth. The goddess and the spirits' laments were for naught, as the land quaked, the skies were torn asunder. And the gods' kin could only tremble in fear. After what seemed like an eternity, their clash came to an end. But it was an end of a mutual defeat. Their powers spent, the empty shells of the two celestial titans were flung into the furthest reaches of the dark land. All that remained in their wake were terrible scars on the land, their kin, and the great power. Dost thou desire the power? "200 years after Heimdallr was first founded, ruin rose on a monstrous wings from the depths of the earth. Its name was Zoro Agruga, the Dark Dragon, a malevolent creature of terrible power. It spread a miasma throughout the capital that turned Heimdallr into a city of the dead. But the horrors did not end there. The evil dragon desecrated the corpses of the fallen, taking control of their bodies and using them to attack those who remained alive, further increasing the legion of the dead. The emperor of the time, Astorius II, was forced to flee the city with what remained of his household and citizens. Together they retreated south and established a new capital in the land of Saint Ark. Throughout 100 years and 6 more emperors, the bane of Heimdallr went unchallenged. It was the 7th, Hector I, who resolved to recapture the city. Okay. Time had proved to have been allied to the beast. However, the dragon's influence had spread over the surrounding area like a plague. Nah, this isn't the Black Records. This is the best story. It's Time had proved to be an ally to the beast. However, the dragon's influence had spread over the surrounding area like a plague. Undaunted, Hector I had led an army of brave knights into the necropolis in an attempt to free it. But though their hearts were steadfast, their arrival was met by legions of powerful friends, and their efforts seemed to end in failure. It was then that Hector I had a fateful encounter with none other than the Vermilion Knight, Testarossa. The knight recognized Hector I as its master, and bolstered by its immense power and countless weapons, the Emperor moved once again on the city into the decisive encounter of the Dark Dragon. Okay, yeah, you're right. Here, Matt, this is for you, buddy. That's what I think of your Black Records are so boring comment. The battle shook the city to its core, and at the end, the Vermilion Knight was victorious. The scourge of Heimdallr, the Dark Dragon, was defeated. However, the price of victory was steep. the corrupted blood that flowed from the dragon claimed Hector's life and defiled even the night itself, placing a curse upon it. The noble Testarossa became the Crimson Calamity, a demon with 1,000 weapons that only reacts to the blood of the Arnar family, a destructive force on par with the dark dragon that should control of it. If it ever be lost, would threaten the world and all who live in it. It was sealed deep underground, never intended to again see the light of day. Meanwhile, a new city rose from the ashes of the old, and people once again began to gather in Heimdallr. And that was when the Vermilion capital that endured to this day was built. In the year 947, Emperor Valius passed away. His death heralded the beginning of the largest scale civil war in the Erebonian history. Valius V was a ruler with a somewhat debaucherous reputation, and is said to have had countless wives and concubines. To further complicate the matter of succession, many of those wives came from prestigious noble families, all of whom began competing for power and wanted their offspring to take the throne. Within the days of Valius V's death, Crown Prince Manfred, the son of his first wife, was assassinated by an unknown party. Following the death of the Crown Prince, the fourth prince and son of the first Emperor Valius' secondary wives, Prince Orthro, seized the capital by force. Once in control, he declared himself the new emperor and began purging all those who opposed him. The coup set off a succession of counter claims, and the 3 other princes also named themselves to be the new emperor. Backed by the powerful noble families by their mothers, the competing princes ignited a bloody 5-year-long civil war, and thus the War of the Lions began. At first, the princes' armies were merely largely equal in terms of strength. It wasn't until Orthros, who would later come to be known as the False Emperor, revived the being that had long been sealed under the city that the balance of the power was shifted. The Testarossa, the legendary Vermilion Knight now tainted by the blood of the Zoro Agruga, saw the light of day once more. With his unmatched strength under his control, Orthros decimated his great competition in one fell swoop, and the 5th Emperor Gunnar was defeated. You think I care about extra credit when a book is this good? Also, it's not fucking nerd, it's nerd! Get it right, dumbass. It seemed inevitable that the armies of the other princes would share the same fate, but it was at this pivotal point that the war took yet another surprising and sudden turn. This unexpected development came in the form of another knight, the Palatinate Knight. Like the farm champion was inquired by Prince Lucius, the 6th and the youngest in the feuding brothers, with its power he was able to defeat the army of the brilliant strategist, the 2nd Prince Albert. Victorious and backed by the knight's power, Prince Lucius was poised to challenge Orthoros. Prince Gunnar was poised to challenge Orthoros. Prince Gunnar and Albert's armies, however, were not completely wiped out and decided to join forces with one another in order to oppose the other princes. It was thus the war became one fought up by 3 separate groups: Prince Orthros, the Vermilion Knight, Prince Lucius with the Palatinate Knight, and Prince Gunnar and Albert, who had no knights but compensated with their sheer numbers. It's not fucking nerd, it's nerd! I don't expect you to understand that reference, but hey. The War of the Lions had been raging for 2 years now, and the chaos only worsened by the day. Erebonia seems fated to fall into ruin and darkness, fitting perhaps for a nation that takes its name from Erebos. A young man lays on a grassy plain enjoying a nap in the peaceful setting. Before long, however, his rest was interrupted by the arrival of a second young man on horseback. The youth wore the trapping of a knight, and his expression was deathly serious. His armor bore many instant scratches, and his left arm was bound in bloody bondage. A first young man has not seen him in several years, but a cheerful reunion did not seem to be his purpose. You were right after all, the second man said gravely. At this rate, the Empire's days are numbered. At this, the first young man rose from the grass. He was none other than the third prince of the Erebonian Empire, Prince Drykles. Oh, Matt, how I pity you. How I do really pity you. I don't think there's any other quests for the day, are there? Nope. We're good to go. Okay. We'll speedrun it then. As a man who had no claim to the throne due to his commoner mother and shunned by the other neighboring princes, Drykles had long since left Erebonia behind, wandering from place to place, whiling away his days. 3 years prior, he had reached the land of Nord, where he had remained ever since. Yeah, I pity you, Matt. I pity you. Though left to his own devices since childhood, his nature was noble, and he was quickly accepted by the people of Nord and lived peacefully among them. But while he had left his home, he had not truly abandoned it in his heart. During his wandering, his mother had passed away, but while she lived, she told him something that would remain with him for the rest of his days. The blood flowing through you will not allow you to turn your back on the Empire's suffering. Prince Drykles had turned those words in his head again and again. What could a powerless vagrant like himself truly hope to do? The night's arrival, however, signified two things: that the war would continue to worsen, and that Erebonia was on a certain path to ruination. His mother was probably correct. Hearing the knight's words, he decided that enough was enough. He could ignore the pain of his countrymen no longer. That knight, incidentally, was called Roland. He was a childhood friend of Drykles and his confidant. He was also the man who Drykles had left in charge of things in place before leaving the country. I want to wise up and finally understand good humor from bad. Am I really taking things seriously? Am I really? Prince Drykles set about preparing to depart, but before he could finish, he was met by several of the tall knights of Nord. The cross-shaped spears in hand, they too were close friends of Drykles, and they volunteered to accompany him and Roland, fearing that the two men alone would not stand a chance. The next morning, the prince departed the village, a mere 17 men under his command. They bade farewell to the people of the settlement, and its elder wished them well. May the winds and the goddess be with you, he blessed them. Fortune favor you all. This is the final chapter, guys. Yes, but Claire deserves it. Prince Drykles' opponents were the armies of Prince Drykles' opponents were the armies of the 4th Prince Orthros and the Vermilion Knight, the 6th Prince Lucius with its Paladin Knight, and the combined forces of the remaining princes, Gunnar and Albert, who had legion of magical golems under their control. Yet it was he, the illegitimate son of a commoner and latecomer to the war, who emerged triumphant. His victory did not come without losses, however. During his return to Erebonia, Roland fell in battle. Not long after that, however, he met a woman who would change his destiny forever. It's not about following, well, it's kind of, but it's not just that. There's more to it, and I don't want you judging me until you see and understand why. That one was none other than the daughter of a Count Sandlot, who hailed from the lakeside town of Legrand. Her charismatic personalities and peerless skills with the lance earned her the leadership of a band of knights known as the Eisenritter, and the moniker Lance Maiden. Her name was Leanne Sandlot. Prince Drykles and Leanne Sandlot may have come from different backgrounds, but their concern for the innocent victims of the war united them in a purpose to bring an end to the bloodshed, and it was those shared feelings that made them join forces. The two of them, along with the warriors of Nord, the Izone Raider, and all the other people of the nation whose hearts they moved, liberated one town after another, and were eventually successful in persuading even Prince Lucius, owner of the Palatinate, to fight for their cause. At the same time, however, the false emperor schemed to elevate the cursed Vermilion Knight to even greater power, to godhood, and thus the Vermilion Apocalypse was created. The demonic god emerged in Heimdall alongside a monstrous castle and vanquished the approaching armies of Albert and Gunnar in a single battle. Their end was anything but conventional, however. They were simply erased from existence. Even the Paladin Knight could not contend with such a foe and was felled. And as it decimated all who challenged the false emperor, countless crimson spirit veins spread out from the castle, stealing the very life from the capital citizens, as well as those in the surrounding area. Defeat seemed all but inevitable for Prince Dracos, the Lance Maiden, and their followers, but they refused to give up. Following the guidance of a kindly witch, they were led to a new great knight which slumbered on the outskirts of Heimdall. After overcoming a trial, they were able to claim the Ashen Eye as its power. With it in hand, along with their many supporters and the army of Prince Lucius, they marched on the capital for the final time, eventually making their way to the castle at its center. 3 days later, on the 4th of July, year 952, the castle vanished from existence and the city was liberated. Oh. These all should be voice lines. They are.
Are those seeds you got there?
Yep, Adel gave them to me. They all came from the plants we grew in the gardening club. I'm just looking at what kinds there are here.
Really? That's really nice of her. It's kind of like you can take everything you've achieved over the past year with you.
Yeah. I wasn't even going to join a club until Adel found me relaxing and invited me. But I guess it wasn't so bad.
Don't you worry. I'll be sure to check on the gardening club every once in a while just to see how things are going. It would be a shame if all the plants you've spent so long looking after were to wither and die.
It doesn't matter. Even if they do, they'll eventually bloom again somewhere else. Kind of like us.
When you put it that way, I suppose you're right. Fee, what's wrong?
I think you could do with some more watering too. Though that probably goes for both of us. I still don't know whether or not I'm doing the right thing. But it doesn't feel right abandoning a member of my family like this. Maybe I should stay with you for at least...
Fee, we talked about this, right? I hate to say it, but going our separate ways is best for the both of us right now. You only get one life, so I want you to make the most of it. Don't hold yourself back for my sake or anyone else's. The same holds true for all of our other classmates, too.
I guess. I want to find out where Zeno and Leah went. The rest of the Corps, too. And I still want to find out what they meant by bring back the boss. No, not want to. Need to.
I don't want you to put yourself in any more danger than you have to.
She has the face of when he was stroking her hair like she was actually a cat. And that's adorable.
But I know how much your family means to you. So, more than anything else, I want you to do what you feel you need to. Don't worry about me. I'll be right here waiting for you to come back when you're done.
You better. Once I find them all, I'll introduce you. Because of all my new family members, you're the most special to me.
Yeah, that'll go over really well with your family of Jaegers.
Bring back the boss? Oh, I know what they're doing. They're bringing back the boss.
Well, whatever. Bring it on.
I am after all a boss. Okay.
Emma? What are you doing?
Oh, hi there, Reen. Well, Dorothy and I decided that we're gonna put together one final collection of stories as a club. Since then, I've been working on a story for the students who will join the club next year.
Oh, that sounds neat. Wait, if Dorothy's involved...
The content is totally appropriate for children of all ages, I assure you. Admittedly, Dorothy's own story sounds like it'll have a few of her favorite literary elements, but all in moderation, she assured.
Not that I'm one to judge. What kind of story are you writing?
It's supposed to be a fairy tale. I can't pretend it's 100% original, though. I borrowed some elements from a story I heard as a child. It's going to star a golden unicorn and a pure-hearted maiden. Or at least, that's the plan.
Sounds interesting. Can I give it a read when you're done? I'll still be here next year, so if I see any first years who seem like they'd enjoy it, I'll recommend it to them.
I have to confess, I'm a little embarrassed to let anyone see it, but the whole point of a story is to be read.
Something wrong?
No, not at all. I'm sure you and Valimar will be just fine without my help now. Still, if you do need anything, don't hesitate to get in touch. It may take some time to contact me, though. You'll need to use a method that isn't exactly conventional.
Yeah, I could have guessed as much. I mean, I theoretically get how to use runes to communicate since you told me, but I have no idea how it actually works.
I'd be shocked if you did. It's pretty far removed from the orbital technology you're used to. It has its benefits, though. For one, you'll be able to reach me no matter where I might be.
Anywhere?
So don't ever hesitate to drop me a line if you need my assistance. I'd always be happy to hear from you.
Alright, I'm sure I'll give you a ring. Or a rune, I guess. I hope you end up being able to find Vita, too.
Thank you.
You know, if you want, well, before I played Cold Steel 1, or was it afterwards? When I watched the Cold Steel 1 movie on my iPad, pretty much, there was specific scenes with each of the members of Class 7, like if you chose their events or anything else. So I could send you that playlist if you want to, and you can watch what happens with everyone. Like you could see the ones with Fee, Elisa, Laura, Emma, Milliam, all of them. If you want to.
Right.
I can send you the playlist, just let me know. Though I'm sure you can find it on your own.
What are you looking at, Laura?
It's you, Reen. I'll show you.
Oh, you and Monica got a picture taken together? You both look so happy in it, too.
That we do. Someone in the photography club kindly offered to take it for us. I thought it would make a fine souvenir of my time at the academy to take away with me.
How far? Well, given the fact I could practically run around everything much more than you did, I think I could finish it all by tonight if I'm lucky. Ideally, 11:30 at the latest. Maybe, if not close to.
My mirror's on that being Rex. Oh well, it's a nice photo, and he got permission. For once. I never expected you and Monica would get so close. Between her and Fee, you kind of have a knack for becoming the best of friends with the ones you bump heads with first.
Well, let's find out.
Please don't say that. I'm truly grateful to both of them for broadening my horizons. Meeting them enriched my life in ways I could have never pictured before. Truly, coming to this academy was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
I didn't realize we'd made such a big impact on you.
Well, you did. And don't mind me, I'm just feeling a little emotional. This isn't like me at all now, is it? There's no harm in a few tears, I suppose. This will be my last time I can relax before my training, after all.
Yeah, you're not gonna get much rest in with the training you've got lined up.
I won't be learning the Arcade School's advanced techniques with training any less intense. I have no idea where we'll be conducting said training, but it will no doubt be as perilous as it will be dangerous.
I had to spend a month in the Isengard range as part of mine. I don't think a month's going to cut it with what you're doing, though. It goes way beyond your average techniques.
Indeed. I'm anticipating that it will take at least half a year, if not more. Father's going to be with me, but with things as difficult as they are, part of me feels guilty for taking up his time.
I don't know about that. I think him agreeing to train with you shows how much faith he has in your potential. Besides, in a lot of ways, this might be the best time to do it.
That is very true.
What's wrong?
Nothing at all. Regardless, I'd love to come and visit you should the opportunity present itself. And if it does, I'd like to formally request a duel with you to test how much the two of us have grown.
Let's not kid ourselves. We both know who's going to win that duel. But your invitation is all the motivation I need to get plenty of training in myself. Can't have you beating me too badly.
I hope you will.
Feeling sad about leaving the lacrosse club behind?
Yeah, I was really into it by the end. I think it'll make for some wonderful memories to look back fondly on in the years to come.
I can imagine. Does that mean you're not going to keep up with lacrosse and Ruhr?
I don't think I'll be able to. As far as I'm aware, there aren't any local teams I could join. And even if there were, I doubt I'd have the time for sports. Just thinking about how busy I'll be makes my head spin. No, scratch that. Being busy is all the more reason I need to make time for exercise.
Yeah, good luck with that. Helping out with the Rhineford group sounds like a recipe for one all-nighter after another.
Not just yet, actually. I won't be helping until Grandfather shows me the ropes. As I am now, I doubt I'll be able to do much at all in the way of rebuilding the company. But you can bet I'll leave Mother speechless with how much progress I've made in a year's time.
I'm sure you can if you put your mind to it. And I know Sharon will always be willing to help you out if you need her.
She probably would, but then she'd just tell everything she did to Mother.
Elisa?
Oh, don't worry about it. I was just thinking about how blessed I am. I've got a wonderful family, a great club I'm part of, all of you as my classmates.
Oh, right. It took me a long time to realize the same thing, too. We really are one and the same.
Yeah.
Lisa.
It's nothing, honestly. I'm just feeling a bit emotional all of a sudden. I don't know what's gotten into me. Nothing's wrong, though. I promise.
But...
Still, let's both make the most of our free day tomorrow. It's the last one we'll ever have as a class. The last thing any of us want to do is end it with regrets.
Yeah, agreed. Let's make it a day to remember for both of us. What's up, Million?
Oh, hey, Reen. It's nothing. I just feel kinda down.
Down?
Yeah. I was just thinking about how everyone was at dinner time. Sharon's food was really nice, and we all seemed like we were having a good time.
Okay.
But I don't know. It was weird.
Okay.
Like we were all upset, but didn't want to let it show. It's been bugging me.
Oh, so that's why. You really have grown so much these past few months. And not just mentally. I think you've gotten a little taller, too.
Maybe. About 2 rage or so? Judging by my specs, I'm not gonna get much taller than this, though. I'm mini millium forever and ever. But you never know. Maybe I'll grow up to have boobies so big, I can use them as a shelf like Emma's. Something wrong?
Nah, not really. So, you've got a new mission starting next month, right?
Yep, I've gotta go see how things are over out west. Duke Cayenne's been arrested, but it sounds like things are still pretty nuts over there. Oh, but guess what? I might get to go out to Laboral and Remiferia soon.
What is it with you and blabbing classified information? Well, whatever. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself. Be sure to keep in touch. I'll always be right there when you need me, okay?
Righto, I promise. That goes double for you, mister. If you need me to bust you out of a jam, just say the word.
Something on your mind, instructor?
You could say that. I've been mulling over how things are gonna be come next month, but all this soul searching's giving me a headache.
Well, it'll probably feel strange being back with the guild for the first time in 2 years. And I bet they'll be glad to have you back. Things are probably going to be rough over there, even with you taking up the bracer life again.
No doubts there. I can already see plenty of traveling abroad in my future after what happened over in Crossbow.
You know, man, I wonder the same questions, you know? Like, how come when a girl wants it, it's cute, but whenever we want them, it's like, wow, get away, you creep. Like, we just want, what we want is the same thing. Well, like, we have different, like, things, but, well, we want the same result.
And I imagine it'll keep getting harder and harder for us bracers to operate here, too. What's with that sad puppy look? There's no reason for you to feel ashamed of what you've chosen to do. I'm proud to have a student like you who can stand up and make the tough choices life thrusts on us.
Thanks, instructor. I'll try to just grin and bear it for now.
That boy. Sticking it out through the hard times with a smile will put you on the fast track to becoming a great man. Just make sure you don't try to shoulder too much. All that'll do is turn you into a jaded grump. Everything in moderation, okay?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that bit. You said to take shoulder everything on my own and don't let anyone show it? Okay. Whatever you say, instructor.
Thanks. I haven't joined the intelligence division, and I have no plans to. I'm gonna keep responding to their requests, but only if I'm comfortable doing what they're asking. And I can promise you, I'll never do anything that would put me in conflict with the guild or put innocents' lives at risk. I don't know what the future will bring for me, but that's the creed I want to stand by.
I know. Don't worry. No matter what happens, you'll always be my student. So go out there, live your life, and grow into such a heartthrob that I won't be able to take my eyes off you.
Well, I'll try.
Alright, let's talk to the boys.
Here's Crow's room. I think I'll stay away from it for now. I feel more like going around and talking to everyone. Hey, Elliot. Taking care of your violin?
Yeah, it's taken care of me over the past year, so why not return the favor? I'm actually planning on giving a few of them to the academy before I go. Just to make sure next year's first years have something to practice with.
That's really generous, and sure to make a lot of people happy. And you'll finally be heading off to a music academy, just like you always wanted. I bet they'll push you pretty hard over there, too.
I don't doubt it. I'm going to need to be all music all the time if I want to stand a chance at keeping up. Though, to be honest, after all the time I've spent here, I don't really want my life to be completely about music. I love it, obviously, but to be a balanced person, I want to have a bit more variety in my life, like I had here at the academy. For one thing, I don't want to get too rusty with my orbital staff.
Good to hear. I hope everything works out for you.
Thanks. Me too. No, it's nothing. Either way, Heimdall and Trista are really close, so don't be a stranger, okay? I know you're gonna have tons of work to get through between your classes and your missions, but...
Don't worry, I'll make time. I'm sure we'll have plenty of chances to see each other. There's still a ton of Heimdall I haven't seen, too. You'll have to show me around next time I make it over there.
You bet.
Something on your mind, Eustace?
For the first time in a long time, no. I'm just taking a short break.
You know, I'm gonna take a quick break too, just to get myself a thing of water real quick. So I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. I got my water and everything. And I read that comment, man. That's clever.
Looking over an endless sea of documents can be rather tiring on the eyes.
Oh, are those the tax reports you mentioned?
Ordinarily, this would be my father's work, but His Majesty has yet to decide his fate. Rufus hasn't so much as glanced in Berea Hard's direction since he took his new job in Crossbell either. As such, the task falls to me.
Man, I knew everyone in our class had it pretty rough right now. You've got it roughest, no contest.
If my ego had its way, I would boast that filling in for my father is a simple and mundane task. But on top of the paperwork, I'll need to manage the provincial army and oversee the province as a whole. Then there's the matter of keeping the most stubborn of the nobility in check. I don't expect the first 6 months to be pleasant.
The fact that you're already thinking 6 months ahead is pretty impressive as it is. Standing in for Duke Alperea like that must take some real confidence. I know you'll manage, though.
That much is obvious.
What is it?
It's nothing. In the days to come, more people will be relying on you than ever before. But no matter who does so or what they ask, do not lose your pride as a noble. Act independently, your head held high. Maintain your pride and your autonomy, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I promise I will.
I'll hold you to that.
Alright, now let's talk to Gaius.
Are you finishing up your painting, Gaius?
Yeah, this is my last one. I want to make sure I'm completely satisfied with it before declaring it finished.
That's understandable. You're going to keep painting once you're back at home, though, right?
Well, I don't know how much time I'll have to set aside for it, but I intend to keep working on it, bit by bit.
I have been looking. Sorry, I've been looking for this for days. It's my face mask. And I've been looking for it, and I just can never find it. Now it just shows up. It's insane.
There's growing reason for concern in Calvert to the east of the Highlands. But all in all, things are more peaceful now than they were. I should be able to focus on painting my magnum opus.
Oh, is it going to be ignored? If anyone can make a masterpiece of the Highlands, it'd be you.
That wouldn't be such a bad idea. But actually, I was intending to paint a picture of the Academy, its students, and the courageous.
You mean...
Now you're getting it. I want to capture the day we liberated the Academy. And once I've finished it, I fully intend to return to Erebonia with it in hand. What better way to forever memorialize this place as my second homeland?
I'm sorry to ruin your scene, guys, but this is like my favorite mask. I've gone a week without this thing. A full week, and I love this thing. I always have it on me, practically everywhere I go. Whenever I leave the house, whoosh. Whenever I go to the store, whoosh. Anytime, I always wear this thing, even when I don't even have to. It's just my favorite mask.
Man, you really are amazing.
So it makes me happy knowing I have it. Maybe I should get a second one, though, just in case. This ever happens again, really.
Well, if you ever need reference materials, you know who to call.
I could just order one from Walmart.
I can get pictures of anything you might need and send them over. I know you're talented, but that's a lot to paint off of just your memory.
I'd appreciate that.
Hey, Machias. Working hard or hard?
I'll stop you right there. Of course I'm hard at work. Just look at the size of this book. If I can't internalize as much of it as possible while I'm here, I'm doomed to failure from the start.
And this is one of your new textbooks? Man, Heimdall's political academies don't mess around, do they? You'll be the youngest person there, right?
Most likely. I'd normally need to have graduated from Thor's with a bit more experience under my belt to have gotten in. There are a few Thor's grads there already, though. They take some every year. And as you might imagine, the recent political upheaval has the place swarming with applicants this year. The entrance exam was hard enough on its own, but that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Can't say I envy you. Still, I know you're going to be just fine. You're so smart that you can handle any subject they throw at you. Growing up with your dad should give you a leg up on the politics, too.
Yeah, no pressure there. Honestly, there are times when I think diving into things head first like this is a giant mistake.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... I know we're probably going to both be really busy with our own lives come spring, but let's make time to have lunch together once in a while or something, okay? Studying is all well and good, but even I need a change of pace every now and again.
I think that can be arranged. The train from here to Heimdall only takes a half hour. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't hang out sometimes.
Gives me a reason to go check out St. Estrella as well.
Then it's a date.
I feel more like talking to everyone right now. I can come back here later.
That's right, there are others. I want to see what happens when we actually talk to everyone. Is there a way to actually go in that room?
Oh, there you are. You look bored, Celine.
I guess I am. My work's done at this point. I feel like I aged a few decades as soon as the war came to an end.
I'm sorry, what's an awful joke?
Come on now.
Feels a bit strange to be saying it after.
Fat bombs!
You
Fat
fought pretty well
bombs!
over in Crossbell.
Wait, what did you laugh at? What joke?
You've really mastered piloting Valimar.
I'd like to think so anyway. I feel like I could pull off just about anything with him now. And to think, I couldn't do half as much with him when I was first starting out.
How you doing, Fat Bombs?
You do realize you just admitted you were totally useless, right? I wonder if you're gonna be okay without us, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Valimar must have drawn the short
I
straw to
just
end
said
up
that
with a
without
budding
thinking
awakener
about it.
like you.
Whoa, what the hell? Task manager? Let's tone you down. You never know, man. It's Reem.
Thanks for worrying about me all the time, Celine.
Excuse me, what makes you think I was worried about you?
Just about everything. From what I can tell, you've always worried about me. Back in the beginning, when I didn't know anything about piloting, you were always there to guide me through our battles. I doubt I would have ever come this far if you didn't have my back. So, thank you. For all of it.
Yeah. Well, you've come to the right place. You want to see his harem kill some monsters.
Why do you always have to be like this? There are parts of the legends passed down in the clan that not even Emma and I know about. But just bear this one thing in mind. Divine Knights have incredible power, and they can become devils just as easily as they can become gods.
Don't worry, I know. And I won't forget. Anyone in my position needs to know the difference between right and wrong. I'm well aware of that.
That's fine then. Anyway, good luck, I guess. If you really need it, I can always come and help out.
Yeah, they do. 2 water, 1 fire. In fact, I'm pretty sure all of them are the exact same. Like, everyone's master cards are the same as when they go to Steel 3. Except Elisa. I think she has 2 gold, 1 fire. Elliot's is the same. Laura's is the same. Maki's is the same. Emma's is the same. I forget Eustace, but I think he's the same. Fee's the same. Gaius, I think he's the same. Milliam's definitely the same. They're in different positions, but they're there. Like... Yeah, Elisa, I think, is the only one who doesn't... I think she has, like, 1 fire spot and then 2 gold ones. Yeah, 269 hours with 6.8 million quartz. 6.8 million Mira. And everyone's a level 200. Well, almost everyone. I'm gonna fix that by end of this stream.
Oh, good evening, Master Reen. I thought you had already retired for the evening. How would you like for me to put together some supper?
J-Hack, welcome, man.
I appreciate the
At least
offer,
it's the same.
but
Okay.
I think I've eaten
I
more
thought
than
that
I
was
should have
different.
as it is. Your cooking really is delicious, Sharon. I was starting to miss it after not having it for so long.
It was my pleasure to cook for all of you again, so I pulled out all the stops with this one. Seeing all of you happily indulging my handiwork always makes every second of preparation worth it. Is something the matter, Master Reen?
Oh, I was just thinking about how you haven't changed a bit. I'm not sure it's my place to ask, but is everything all right over at Ouroboros? I can't help but wonder after how things turned out. Vita seems really shocked.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue.
Ah, yeah. Finding a second water quartz for Laura is not easy.
No word of
I
what's
forget
been
what I
happening
settled
in
on her with.
society has reached my ears since then. I have no idea where the second Anguis is now.
Granted, for a lot of them, I just threw some stuff together. I really didn't care about their builds. I want to care about their builds like the second time around. This one, I just want to go around, just kill some monsters, gather my quartz, and then do that. Because as far as anything goes, in Steel 3, I have 432 fights to do in that dungeon. 432.
Nor do I know what happened regarding the Phantasmal Blaze plan after the Chancellor declared he was taking
You
it
could
over.
put a shield on there just for kicks. Or you could put on like a healing quartz, like Athelas.
And quite frankly, none of it is my concern.
Or
the
heal.
answers won't change who I am, and it won't suddenly cause me to shift priorities. I am and always will be a proud maid of the Reinford family. Not because of the freedom we enforcers are granted, but because that is simply who I am.
I'll trust your judgment.
Much like how you being the Ashen Chevalier doesn't change how you are also a proud member of Class 7.
I suppose you're right.
And no matter what happens to you in the future, never lose sight of who you really are. It's almost time for me to return to Ruhr. But should you ever need me again, I will gladly rush to your side.
Thank you, Sharon. I'm glad you can stay here for a while longer.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's everyone. Yeah. Now, what happens if I go... Oh, we can finally enter! I've never done this before.
You were all going to be in for some tough times ahead. I can't go any farther now. But you can. So keep going forward.
Crow's final words changed our path forever. No. It's more like they gave us the encouragement we needed to step onto the right one. We only get one life, and we're the only ones who can live it. Thanks, Crow. I might not be leaving the Academy to pursue some noble goal like the others are, but I'll do what I can here. Although, if I have to keep taking time off for trips like that one to Crosspell, I can kiss my attendance goodbye. Well, I can try to make it so I'll never be in danger of repeating a year. Unlike a certain someone.
That's nice.
I think I've spent long enough looking backwards. Time to start looking forward again. Although, if anything, I should be getting back to my own room now that I've talked to everyone.
I've never done that before. I've never seen that cutscene before. I wonder if I should just hang out in my room until it's time to go to bed. I guess I'll turn on the radio.
In finance, the annexation of Crosspell has seen shares in Erebonian companies increase at an exponential rate across the board. And despite the Reinford Group announcing sweeping changes to its board members, its strong forecast for the next fiscal year is...
It's time for the start of a brand new program here on Radio Trista, coming at you promptly every Sunday. I call it Aubin time after the word for evening.
Did you? I might have missed it.
Might be a little cliched, but sometimes simple is best, right? Cliches are cliches for a reason after all. Anyway, my name is Misty and I'll be your host.
I wonder where Vita is now. I can't think she's actually enjoyed doing Aubin time, but it's not like she could have. It's not like she ever could have kept going after all this. I wonder who that could be. Hello?
This is you, isn't it, Reem?
Yeah, I know, right? Fucking slacker.
Yes, it's me. Sorry for calling you like this so late in the evening. I'm not bothering you, am I?
Oh crap, I didn't read that. Oh, not at all. I'm just not used to you calling me. Are you calling from school?
Yes, I wasn't going to, but Her Highness insisted. It'll take some getting used to, but it's nice to be able to hear your voice even when you're so far away.
I was pretty surprised when I heard your voice, too. You weren't really one for phone calls back at home either.
I didn't have any specific reason for calling. It was just that the letter you sent about your return from Crosspell arrived today.
Oh, that was fast, and I sent it a couple days ago. I'm sorry it even had to be a letter. I was really planning to pay you a visit, but it didn't work out.
Oh, please don't apologize. I know how busy you must be now. Believe me, I was just happy to hear you were back safe and sound. Your trip must have been exhausting. By the sound of things, you did an excellent job, too. I'm so proud of you, Reem.
Thanks. I didn't do all that much, though. Really. Half of what the Imperial Chronicle is reporting is massively overblown.
If you say so.
Shh! That bombs.
No, not at all.
Is something wrong?
Regardless, now that I've heard your voice, I feel a lot better. So I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your night now.
Right. Night, Elise. I'll come and see you as soon as I can, okay?
Oh, there's no need for that. Good night, Reen. Sweet dreams.
Huh? You seem somehow odd. Well, she's probably just nervous on the phone. It was kind of awkward for me when I started using one too. Reen? That wasn't the Arcus cover that I gave you. I gave you a much better looking one. Come on, Reen. Honestly. Tomorrow's gonna be the final free day of the year. I guess I should do all of my prep work for the next week today, so I can make the most of it. Alright. We have a lot of stuff to do. Let's get to work. One from the radio station, a request for help with the flea market. Still seem worth doing, and pretty fitting for the last free day of the year, too. It's only about 9 in the morning, so I've got plenty of time to work through everything. Let's get to work. Beep. Then let's get started. Who's ready to buy everyone one of those limited edition puddings, agreed? Heh, agreed. So don't expect me to hold back. They would spend their time like this. We'll hold off for now. We'll just enjoy the, school uniform as is. Let's do one of the main ones first. I say we do this one. Ah, you're here. I tried to stop her, Reen. I told her how important today was for you and everything, but she just couldn't help herself. It's fine, honestly. This is my kind of request, actually. There's no way racing Angelica isn't going to be interesting. Oh, I'll show you interesting. Guess Reen's fallen for the ex-charms just as hard as you did. Guilty as charged. Just proves the entrusting her to you was the right choice after all. You up for skipping the usual formalities then? No asking if you have the time. And please accept my request and junk? Sure, I've always hoped for a chance to go out riding with you. Shame we've got time for a race. We've only got time for a race. My thoughts exactly. Still, there's a certain excitement you can only get from a good race, isn't there? You do have a point. I'm not really sure if I stand a chance against you. Not that they'll stop me from trying. That's what I like to hear. So, are we doing this right now or what? If you're worried about rules, don't be. I'll give you the rundown before we start. Racers, start your engines! You bet. Nice, then let's get going. Didn't expect to see you here, Toa. I wouldn't miss this for the world. I won't be able to take my eyes off a race like this. This is sure to be intense. But be intense safely, all right? I'll try. That goes for you too, Angie. But of course, my dear George, I'd never do a thing to worry you. Anyway, on the rules, they'll sound familiar if you've ever raced before. We follow the course, and the first to the end wins. Yeah, sounds simple enough to me. I'd worry if it didn't, but let's make this a bit more interesting, shall we? Race the stakes a little bit. Let's say the loser has to buy everyone drinks. Works for you? I want to turn down a free drink. As if pitting their egos against each other wasn't enough. Let's let them have their fun. Well then, why don't we get this show on the road? To your bike, Green. You got it. Are you both ready? Alright, I'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1. Go! Damn it. So close. Why R1? Okay, if memory serves, you failed the first time as well. No shush, you lost the first time as well. Boy, I can't believe how much you've improved. You really earned that win. Well done. Hey, don't sell yourself short. You kept the pressure on right at the very end. If anything, I find it harder to believe I actually won against you. Well, believe it or not, you did, and that proves more than anything just how skilled you are now. Yeah, you should be proud of yourself, Rain. Thanks, Angelica. George. Maybe it's because I didn't hold back, but I feel really refreshed after that. Not the feeling I wasn't expecting for some reason, but hey, I'm not complaining. Not holding back is an understatement. So, is there something wrong? Oh, it's nothing. I was just touched by it, that's all. I could feel how serious you were about the race the whole time, Reen. Yup, it was quite the spectacle to behold. You'll have to hit me up if you guys ever decide to have a rematch. For sure, and I hope we have one, too. Yeah, I'm gonna look forward to my chance to get revenge for today. Alright, before I forget, I should perform my civic duty as the loser. Time to buy those drinks. 5 should do, I think. 5. Oh. We had all this fun without him today. It's the least we could do. Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for the race, Rain. By the way, before you go, I got a piece of news I figured you might like. Turns out the Rifle Company's thinking about going all in orbital bike development. Pour one out for that boy. Really? That's right. Don't get too excited just yet. You never know if they end up actually going through with it. He's the boy, even though he was a terrorist. With the way things are now, I can't really imagine that they will. But time will come when society feels a need for vehicles that inspire passion in people. Those are Chairman Irina's words, too. I can see what she means. There's nothing else quite like these bikes of ours, is there? Exactly, which is why I'll need to put our part in raising public awareness while I am gone. ADO's knows to be showing mine off more than enough during my travels. Knowing you, every woman on the continent will want on her own. The guys too, of course. Huh. Alright, here's something for racing with me. It's the same as one I wear, so you know it's good. I think it's a good farewell gift. Thank you very much. I can't wait to try it on. And these are from me. Oh, one more thing. This doesn't have anything to do with the race or request or anything. I just wanted you to have it. This is the key to here, isn't it? That's right, and from now on, you're free to use this place whenever you want. I'm not gonna be here to see that a batch of bright-eyed first years roll in. So I'm putting you in charge of finding some promising young engineers to take over my work here. Deal? George, Deal. Thanks, Reen, for everything. Au revoir, my dear friend. Keep well now. Take my headphones off since I won't need them. Hey Kenneth, and Annabelle too. It's good to see you again, Reen. So you saw our request? I saw it, yeah. I wasn't quite sure what it was actually requesting though. Mind clearing things up for me? Oh, I guess that makes sense since you've been away from Trista for so long. Where do I start? I'm sorry. This is really all my fault. Come on, that's not true. My brother's just being a pain. Yep, still lost. I guess I've got to fill you in on a few things, huh? So basically, our parents set up an arranged marriage between Annabelle and my brother. Really? That's right. Her family's been harassing her about Her family's been harassing her about when she's actually going to walk down the aisle, though. As you can imagine, she's not exactly thrilled about all that. If I may be so bold to interject, Lady Annabelle was not informed of this arrangement until after it, and after it had been declared and agreed upon. As one would expect, she was thoroughly shocked when she found out. She even went so far as to run away from home, which in turn had a stark effect on her once elegant personality. I had no idea. Well, I had been gone for nearly a year. I feel as though some of the faults rest on my shoulders as well. As such, the engagement and cancellation became realizable. I will do everything I can to make that happen. Wait, are you saying it's possible to call all this off? It may be. Obviously, the first thing I did was ask my parents to call things off, but they wouldn't listen. Their response was, it wouldn't do to insult a man of the Empire for no reason, whatever that means. So with that escape route closed, I figured I'd try to go to the man himself and see if he'd call things off. My brother, charmer that he is, wasn't having any of that. He gave us a similar line about nobles not going back on their promises, and that was that. I imagine his greatest concern is our respective family social statuses. Then head of the Lake Lord family is only a baron, while my father is a viscount. I get it. He's worried that not going through with the wedding would be an insult to a family of higher status, huh? This kind of stuff makes upper class society a real pain sometimes. You're telling me. Marriages of status convenience often takes precedence over those of love among the nobility. That much is true. But for my part, I wish for nothing more than Lady Annabelle's happiness, and this arrangement certainly isn't that. So with that in mind, I decided to talk to my brother one more time. Eventually we managed to reach a very Lake Lord compromise. We'll settle this with an old noble tradition, the fishing battle. Aha, now I get it. Fishing battles are split into two parts, right? Obviously the main events between the two actual challengers, or captains in that case. Before that, their chosen vice captains face off, so that means... It took you a while to get there, but if you got it, as team captain, I'd like you to fish as my vice captain. I'd ask Annabelle to compete, but that seems kind of wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I'd figured as much. You guys have both done a lot for me, so I'd be happy to help, but do you really think I'm up for this? I mean, Annabelle's future's on the line, and I fished with you enough to make my boots when I hear the name Lake Lord. I used to think I knew my way around a fishing rod, but I'm feeling awfully rusty. I'm sure you'll be fine. We'll get that rod back in your hand and you'll be landing at the big ones again in no time. I'm not going to pressure you into doing it or anything, though. Oh, if you want to pass, just pass. Still, what do you say? Why not? Let's get fishing. I don't know if I'm up to snuff, but if you believe in me, maybe I've got this. Thank you so much. You have my humblest thanks for doing this for Lady Annabelle. You've definitely got this. Together we're gonna save Annabelle from this wedding of hers. I know we will. I'm so grateful to the both of you for helping me out like this. Well, look who it is. It's been a while. You haven't changed a bit. Still as lively as your bait, I see. How splendificent it is! How splendificent it is to meet you and to speak with you again, Kenneth. It's good to see you in high spirits, Narcissus. So, what do you say we dive right in? No sense in lollygagging. The spot will do, I suppose. fish of Trista, rejoice, for I have returned to grace your waters with my line once more. That's the heir of the Lake Lord family. He definitely seems to have a lot more noble than you do, no offense. But how's he so familiar with the fishing spots here around here? Well, he is a Thor's grad. Oh right, I guess if he loved fishing as much as you do, then he'd probably know the city from back to front. Lady Annabelle, how so simply splendid it is to meet you again, to see you again. I hope that you will be suitably entertained by the spectacle that is about to unfold before you. Thanks. I'm sorry that my selfishness made you come all the way out here. Please, there is no need to apologize. This is entirely the fault of my foolish brother, needlessly complicating things. I'm not gonna. I swear on my family name that I will defend our marriage, and there is no need to worry your pretty little head. Yeah. So I surmise you are Kenneth's vice captain. Who am I? I am the delighted killer and style. Why are you using such big words, man? I am the delighted killer and styliferous gentleman Narcissus. Though you might know me as my alias, the Crazy Wave. Not only do I hail from the Imperial Fishing Club, but led by Lake Lord III, I am one of its extinguished Elite Four. Allow me to offer you my most enthusiastic contribute. Oh my God, the words! Contribularities on being chosen to face me today. May our battle be split and tempestuous. I'll do my best too, I think. What a commendatorious attitude. Mark my words, young man, you will go far. Do they pay this guy by the word or something? Well, now that we've exchanged our greetings, I'll get right to explaining the rules. The goal of each part of the battle is the same. Catching the designated fish. First, the vice captains will compete. The team whose vice captain catches their fish first will enjoy the advantage of starting the second round early. I see. Sounds like a fair battle format for me. Any skilled angler should be able to get a capable vice captain after all. The outcome of this battle will determine the fate of our arranged marriage. Are you absolutely certain you wish to proceed with this, Lady Annabelle? I am. I am prepared to accept the outcome no matter what it may be. If you're sure, in that case, we're gonna fish like we're gonna fish like we've never fished before and make sure you're happy. Oh, by the way, what fish will we be catching? Our vice captains will be attempting to catch a noble carp. I assume you were being rhetorical when you asked me what we'd be catching. The giant swordtail is the only acceptable choice. Going after the big guy, huh? You don't mean the one I caught last year, do you? I've heard the rumors myself. A huge 250 each swordtail who's survived decades of battles. If we caught him, we'd be able to stuff our faces up for 2 whole weeks and still have some left over. Lady Annabelle, please. If you wouldn't mind acting a little more like a lady of the nobility, it would be very much appreciated at this delicate time. Now that's the Annabelle I know. Well, like you said, you're going to be catching a noble carp. You can use the ground bait you like, but I don't know how much you have on you. Here, take some of mine. Thanks. These will really come in handy. You can have the area you catch your fish. You can leave the area before you catch your fish, but we'll be in trouble if they catch theirs first, so don't wander off. Nah, no sightseeing tours for me. I guess I'll get started. I should get started. Good luck, Reen. We'll be quietly and respectfully cheering you on. I see you've complimented in your preparations. Well then, let the battle commence. May the best man win. Vice captains, assume your position. And begin!
Now that's a catch. Now that's a catch. Whoa, this is a big one.
I did it, I caught one. Preposterable. Has someone finally conquered the crazy wave? The winner of the vice captain battle is Master Reen. Most impressive. You chose your second well, it seems. Well, Thor's has pretty big fish right nowadays, so I figured I'd show a little school spirit, you know? Did you now? I presume you mean to imply that your angling abilities now surpass my own? We'll find out soon enough, won't we? That we shall. Phew, nice to know I didn't let our side down at least. Not a chance with fishing like that. You made that look like shooting fish in a barrel. That's a little extreme, don't you think? Narcissus is obviously really good at this. I'm sure he'll catch it in a minute. Magniferous, the embodiment of pristine beauty. The embodiment of pristine beauty. He has come into me at last. Narcissus caught his fish 3 minutes after your vice captain. Vice captain caught his. Which means you got a 3-minute head start, Kenneth. Sounds good, I'll get started. Hey, if you don't mind me asking, why do you care about this marriage so much in the first place? I thought you didn't care about anything other than fishing. Maybe when you finally mature, you'll understand. That's helpful. Look, I'm not about to tell you how to live your life. But I'm also not gonna let you ruin someone else's either. Kenneth. Oh my. I would ask you to refrain from talking during a sacred battle such as this. Results are the only thing that matter here. I hope you haven't forgotten that. My bad. Sorry. Time for me to go and Annabelle the big one. My lady? Is something wrong? Not really. It's just that you never seem to have a care in the world, and yet all the time he was thinking of me. Matt, you come to understand and why people say that when you're older. You understand when you're older. Meanwhile, I was only thinking about myself. I haven't been showing him the respect he deserves. To him, this battle is a serious affair, and he's fighting with everything he has. But me? To me, it was just a tedious ordeal that I just wanted to have behind me as soon as I could. I'm so ashamed. That's nonsense, my lady. I understand how you feel, but save your apologies for later. Right now, he's over there fighting for what he believes in. Fighting for you. You're right. I leave everything to you, Kenneth. I believe in you. I can believe in you, right? Your 3 minutes are up. It's time for me to finish this, Kenneth. That should wrap things up here. The victor is decided. You did it, Kenneth. Well done, Kenneth. Preposterous. Twaddlecock. This cannot be happening. It can and it did. I gave our bout my all and I was defeated. I have no qualms with accepting the outcome. But... I cannot apologize enough for betraying your trust, Lady Annabelle. However, I believe I had no other choice. I have to request that our engagement be called off. Oh. Are you sure you seemed dead set on going ahead with it before? Duels such as these put the very honor of the nobility on the line. The result has been determined. I must now follow it. Besides, I believe there is a man far more worthy of your hand than me. Narcissus, we're leaving. Very well. Then we shall make our egregiture. We make our egregiture? The words that are coming out of this man. I bid you all a good day. Wait. I just want to say that I had fun fishing with you again today. But are you sure you're okay with this? Why would I not be? I gave it up my all. I leave satisfied. And you say I haven't changed. What's the plan now? I'm guessing Dad's not gonna be happy about all this. I intend to return to Crossbound and continue my training there. There's a lady there awaiting my return after all. Is there now? Huh, wonder if that's who I think it is. Well, give my regards to Kaiya, will ya? On an unrelated note, you would do well to pay more attention to the world around you. If you don't do something about a personality of yours, Annabelle will... No, I suppose it's not my place to say. Regardless, stay diligent in your training. The matter of the wedding may be settled, but our own personal battle rages on. Sure, I'm down for fishing anytime. You really are a sly one. I wasn't sure what to make of him at first, but your brother's actually a pretty nice guy, to be honest. Of course, he's my brother after all. Yeah, he's a little stubborn sometimes, but deep down he's got a heart as big as the ocean. I almost find myself regretting that the marriage was not meant to be. He seemed a rather worthy partner. Yeah, I don't think that's for us to decide, but at least she gets to now. Yeah, good news, right, Annabelle? Well, I mean, Canada's very charming, but I mean... Annabelle? Yes, what is it? Just want to say I'm excited that I'm excited that we can go back to spending our days fishing together. Yes, I am as well. My lady, forgive me for assuming, but have you set your sights on absolutely not! Well, one ordeal's over. Looks like it led straight into another one. I think we can finish before 12. I mean, it's only been 2.5 hours. I think I could do it. I could just skip these two. Better idea. It's not. Which one should I do first? Let's say we do Let's Talk Trista. I'll be right back one more time. Alright, I'm back, guys. It's weird. Huh. Let's keep going. So, I say we do Let's Talk Trista, then we go to Junk Wanted. What's shorter? I'm really just debating at this point. The number of lines? Let's Talk Trista is easier. Let's go. Part of me wishes I just went ahead and did those, but Michael, good to see you again. Oh, you're here. Great. It really has been a while, Reen. Last time I saw you weren't even famous. What do you say? Want to give Radio Trista an exclusive interview? I'll pass. Besides, at the end of the day, I'm just a student. I don't want to be made into some national hero. Nuts. Huh, fair enough, I guess. That's not what you're here for, anyway. You're here to help me out with the new talk show I'm working on for Radio Trista? A new talk show. Finally replacing up in time, huh? Gone before its time, truly. I think of its successor. I still think of it as a success, though. So I want to take what we learned there and put it all to a new show in the same vein to establish the talk show genre. See, the new one's got a theme to it. Towns. We'll focus on different towns and cities in every broadcast. We're gonna try to get to the heart of what makes each city we visit great, straight from the locals' mouths. Our first show is gonna be a test case, and I need your help with it. Fine by me. Since you're asking me, I take it the first town I'm gonna be covering is Trista? That's right, our own backyard. Hopes that this place got way more famous after the war. It's gonna do wonders for our ratings. New shows live and die on those numbers. So do radio stations, actually. The battle in Heimdall gave us a bit of a boost, but our listenership isn't what it's used to be. So now's our chance to win back their hearts and ears for those bastard. Or to that Imperial Chronicle radio. Should have seen this coming. Unfortunately, we don't have anyone who can replace Misty, which doesn't exactly help matters. But even though we're not ready to air just yet, I want to get a feel for how the show's gonna work as soon as I can. So basically, I want you to go around and get comments from people of town. Get comments from the people of Trista about what makes this town great. Sound like something you could do for me? Not a problem. But do you have any guidelines for me, or should I just ask around? Or should I just go around asking everyone I see why they like this town? I sure do. Why don't we limit it to about 5 comments for now? And diversity a little too. One from an elderly, from a kid, and from a worker. And given that we're kind of a school town, one from a student and one from a teacher should round things out nicely. Try to get a hardworking first year for the student comment and someone who won't mess with us for the teacher one. Got it. Sounds like a good mix of people. I'll see what I can do. Thanks, and let me know when you've got all the comments we need. Best of luck. Anything worth trading? There it is. I do need a comment from an elderly person, and habits nothing if not elderly. Comments, you say? I've got my fair share of those. Hopefully I can give you one that works. Fingers crossed. What makes Trista great to me? I'd say it's because the place has a unique sense of vitality, and you can see that as the key points in the school year like these too. Being able to share in the major milestone of all these young students' lives brings me a joy that couldn't be found anywhere else. That's an interesting perspective, and I suppose it makes sense coming from an elderly person. I can hardly wait to meet the new students who will be arriving here in just 2 weeks. Oh, I'm rambling now. Was that helpful? Absolutely, thank you very much. How nice to hear. I do hope it ends up in the new show you mentioned. I bet Taizo would give me a comment for the child category. I really get my comment read on that new radio show? Well, in that case, I'll happily give you one. If you wouldn't mind. Let me see here. I think the things that make Trista great is its pleasant, relaxing scenery. In spring you've got the lino flowers, in fall you've got the falling leaves. Each season is beautiful in its own way. It's close to Heimdall too, so I think everyone should come and look if they get the chance. How did I do? Was that okay? I just knew I was going to mess it up somehow. No, that was perfect. Thank you for sharing. Well, if you say so. I'll tell you, it works here in Trista, obviously. Maybe we should give me a comment for Michael's new radio show. Really? That's an interesting idea. I don't know how useful my opinion will be, but if you want me to, I'll be happy to throw my Chimera in. By all means. What makes Trista great to me? I'd say that it's because we're a town with pride. No matter how many times the people here fall, they always get back up and keep moving forward. They don't let anything stop them from achieving their dreams and keep working hard until they're realized. Everyone has a deep sense of personal pride, and it makes me proud to be able to support people like that. I'm sure the next year it will pose as a number of new challenges. But I could say with confidence that we will prevail. I couldn't agree more. Thank you for the comment. Oh, not at all. I hope you can use it. And why, pray tell, are you darkening my doorway today? I most certainly hope that you are ready to tell me about some recent spot of trouble you've once again caused. I'm being completely honest when I say the thought couldn't have been further from my mind. And is that the case? Radio Trista certainly has improved its slot in life and over the past year. I'm afraid it's of no interest to me, however. They're still not getting the ratings that they were before the war, but they're on the right path, I think. They've been doing a lot of work to expand their audience, too. Rumor has it they're starting to broadcast in Crossbell. Did you say Crossbell? There's a fraction of a chance that Rishi and Mao will hear my voice. I can't let this opportunity pass me by. Comments for a new radio show, you said. I have no love for radio as a medium, but it'll only be right for the Academy's vice principal to contribute his opinion. Phew, I nearly forgotten how crazy he was for Rishi and Mao. Oh, Michael wanted a comment from a teacher, and a comment by a conjolement is still a comment. I would like nothing more, sir. Listen well, then. What makes this town of Trista great, you ask? Why, you're standing in it. It's nothing short of the presence of the Academy, founded by famous Emperor Drykos. Care to elaborate on that? I would love to. This Academy is far more important to the nation than you realize. Countless numbers of men and women have passed through these halls and learning it, and have been enriched by the knowledge that they offered. Like 5-hour energy or something. Those men and women then go on to form their very backbone of society. Yes, that does include the men of the imperial family. To borrow the words of our wondrous founder, this academy is charged with creating the very foundation of our world. This town may be small, but it has the pride and dignity of one would expect of such a key part of this great nation. I would postulate that it is the very presence of the Academy that allows it to hold its head high, wouldn't you agree? That's actually an incredibly sound argument. Emperor Drykos' words resonate even now, clearly. They certainly do. In fact, that's something I hope you can keep in mind as you conduct yourself over the next year. I want you to make sure you use your here as a fruitful. I want you to make sure you use your last year here as fruitfully as possible. Especially with your way of education intends to be punctuated with other work. You have me there. Thank you for your comments, sir, and for your advice. still need a comment, a student comment from Michael. You know, Monica's a hardworking first year. I'm sure her comment will be great. Me? Give a comment for a radio show? That's fine. If you think I'm up for it, I'd be happy to help, or at least try. No pressure, just give me your honest opinion. That's all I need. Well then, the best thing about Trista to me is how it's full of wonderful people. You've got second years who inspire you, friends and classmates who are just fun to be around. And even outside Academy, the townsfolk are always there to support me whenever I'm feeling blue. I feel like having all those great people around allowed me to grow into the person who I am today. I couldn't be happier that I chose to attend this academy and live in Trista. You and I are in the same boat there. It's been an amazing year. It really has. I can't deny that I'm sad to see Laura leave, but I'll try to make next year even more fruitful than this one. Besides, it'll take more than her leaving the academy to put an end to our friendship like ours anyway. That's for sure. Thanks for your comment, Monica. Hopefully you can actually use it. Great, I have all the comments. I need to get back to them. I need to take time to get back to Michael. Might not be the best thing to do. You know what? I'm feeling very out of it. Like, I don't know where it came from. I was full of energy up until a while ago, and I'm losing it. Oh, shoot. Damn it! I gotta go all the way back. Oh. Well, I'm not doing that. You know what, guys? That is so stupid. That is so goddamn stupid. I'm feeling very out of it. My eyes are dropping. I don't know, I've had a good amount of energy. I ate it a little while ago. It's only an hour, like half an hour before, well, no, it's close to like about an hour before the stream. Like, what's going on? And while I don't need to have all the AP, I still want it. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do that, Matt. I wanted to end it today, like, how should we say this? I like these two, and there's one more hidden well, two more. I think by like 12 o'clock we could have finished this, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. And I don't feel like really just going to do all that again. So I'll stream this tomorrow and wrap this up then. So it'll be a short stream then. Well, it should be about the same time as this one. So yeah, the really end stream will be tomorrow. I'll be streaming around 3 o'clock. So be there, and we'll wrap up the conclusion of the series. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get through the final dungeon quickly. I'm just gonna collect the chests and then head straight to the boss rooms and then take care of that. Thanks, man. I don't really know what your name is, because I don't, like... Like, I'm not seeing a name here. Catch me tomorrow, though. If you want to come check it out, we'll wrap with a conclusion, and it'll be a fun time. In fact, this is actually something I want to bring up. I want to run through the boss thing twice, because... oh, it's yellow. Alright. In the epilogue, there is these mirror items that play a small, how should we say, like a very small contribution to the ending, where they each give a quote from a specific person. And I want to use this for everyone. Meaning I'm gonna go into the boss normally for the first time, and then I'm gonna throw them in for the second time. It's complicated, I don't have to do that, but I want to do that. So I'll be throwing them all in, along with these three. So yeah. That's all for now then, I guess, and I guess I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. I feel there was something else I want to do. No, I guess that can wait until tomorrow. I think I'm done for now. So I guess I'll see you guys all tomorrow, and I'll try and wrap up this and next week, seriously, Tokyo Xanadu. And I'm gonna have to try and find a second game to stream, because I'm not streaming Steel 3 yet. I'm not ready for that yet. So, see you tomorrow. If you like this live stream, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, join my Discord server, yada yada yada. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll catch you guys all later. See you guys.